I'm really proud of our guys. It's been a very, very long, emotional week. And I knew that we were at the end of, as my college coach used to say, an energy cycle. And so I was really worried about this game because I think Gardner-Webb's a pretty good team. We watched them. They didn't play until Thursday. And they played really, really well against Western Kentucky and had a chance to win the game at the end and led for a good part of the game. And when you look at their history, they've beaten Power 5 teams. They've beaten Clemson. They've beaten Georgia Tech. They've beaten Purdue. The last time we had an NCAA tournament, they were in it, and they led Virginia at the half. And, have a couple of guys that were on that team, especially Cornwall. So I was really worried because I knew that my team was a little bit tired, and I knew human nature would be an opponent, this afternoon. I was really proud of how we came out defensively. If you look at the last 6 regular season games that Gardner-Webb has played, counting their game against Western Kentucky, they've shot over 50% from the field. And I thought what we did defensively was big time. We wanted to take them out of their patterns, out of their sets. I thought our ball screen defense was on point. I thought our help side defense was on point, and I thought we did a really good job there. I did not think we were good offensively. We weren't sharp. We weren't strong. We were careless, and that hurt us. We were able to make a push there in the first half and got up 15, and then I thought we kind of played the score a little bit. But again, I'm proud of our guys. For Femi to come in and play the minutes that he played, I thought he did some really, really nice things, especially defensively. Obviously, Justin was amazing once again. I think Pliz just told me he's the first ACC guy since Tim Duncan, a guy that I played against, to have back-to-back 2020 games. That's very, very, very elite company, but a big-time performance by him. And I thought Xavier coming back in the game, and we played him with 2 fouls, and he did some good things to kind of give us a little bit more separation. So, again, defensively we were good. We got to be better offensively. We will. I'm glad we have a day off tomorrow besides coming in the morning for a COVID test. It'll be good for us to get away from basketball for a moment. And now, as we conclude our non-conference schedule, to start to get ready for ACC play.
Jeff, you talked about being pleased with your defensive effort, particularly early in the game. What did you see that was different about the way you defended tonight, maybe compared to the way you did in the first 4 games?
Well, I thought we defended our butt off against Northwestern. So I think the last 2 games, I think we've been really good defensively. I thought we were pretty good against Northern Illinois. Obviously, the first game we weren't, but we've moved on from that. Our focus is on the present. And again, they are a team, Gardner-Webb, that runs really good stuff. And one of the things we wanted to do was just to try to make them uncomfortable, to try to disrupt their rhythm a little bit. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Jeff, what can you say about Abdul Kareem's performance in the paint? He finished really strong. It seemed like he was doing really well defensively, reading the ball screens on top of the points and rebounds.
Yeah, forgive me my earlier statement for not talking about him, because I thought he did some really good things. He's really good with ball screen defense. He can get up there. He can hedge. He can move. And he did a good job. And he rebounded. He had 9 rebounds, battled some foul trouble, was able to make some baskets down there and provide a presence for us down low.
Jeff, what kind of effort does it take to have back-to-back 2020 games and to do it with no fouls?
Yeah, it's big-time effort. I mean, it's the reason why it hadn't been done that much. I think it's been done once here at Pitt by DeJuan Blair. And, we talked about in the ACC. I mean, Duncan, I don't know what year it was. I know he finished in 97. He was my year. So that's a long time. And it's been a lot of great players in this league. And so it's a big-time performance. I'm probably more impressed with the 5 assists by Justin. 5 assists and only 2 turnovers, had 2 blocks. So he's a good player, and he has a chance to be a really good player. Look, we know as we go forward now the competition increases. But, I'm pleased with what he's done since the first game. And hopefully it's something we can build on and continue to get better from.
Jeff, with Justin, he's someone who's only 6'6", and he doesn't have the same kind of big body someone like DeJuan Blair did. Given his size, what makes him such an effective, what makes him such an effective rebounder? Somebody who can put up some of these kind of gaudy figures, despite not being really overpowering physically.
Well, he has a knack for the ball. That's the very first thing. I think any good rebounder, any elite rebounder, that's what they have, a knack for the ball. Some of the best rebounders are not the biggest, most physically imposing guys, but he has a knack for the ball. He's a quick jumper, and, he has good length. But I just think the main thing is that he has a nose for the ball, and he's always around the basket.
Jeff, how did you feel about your backup guys in the front court, Terrell Brown and Hugley coming in, both getting, I think, 6 rebounds on the night, just their physical presence and how they played with and without the ball?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. I thought they did some really good things. For Terrell to get 5 offensive rebounds, he made a big basket for us in the first half against the zone from the foul line. We were struggling to score, obviously, the whole half, but at that moment they had a little bit of momentum, and he had a big-time shot. John did some really good things for us. Was able to finish down low. That kid Reed was a top 100 guy in high school and played really, really well the other night against Charles Bassey from Western Kentucky, who I think is one of the best bigs in the country. So it's a young man in Kareem Reed that we have a lot of respect for. And I thought our guys were really geared up, to play him. And we did a really good job against him, all three of our post guys.
In that game against Western Kentucky, Gardner-Webb had 10 blocks, only 3 tonight. That's been a problem for you guys sometimes in the past around the rim. How impressed are you with your finishing there, especially with some of the troubles you had against Northwestern early in that game?
We can finish better. We still have to continue to work on that. But I thought we attacked. I thought we attacked the basket. I thought that, we attacked. We tried to go through their chest. But that's something we have to continue to do a better job of.
Jeff, you mentioned this being the end of an energy cycle. You're also coming off, a game not that long ago. You played late Wednesday night. I'm sure you didn't get in until early Thursday morning. Is that like an emotional maturity thing, coming back and preparing for this game, kind of short rest? Also, being this kind of the last game for a little break ahead.
Yeah, I was worried about it, just from the standpoint, it was such an emotional win, and we exerted so much energy in that game against Northwestern. And just the week's been long. Headed out there, on Tuesday, we were delayed. We got in a little bit later. We had a couple of things go on, with players' families on the way out there, just some stuff back home that guys are dealing with that were incredibly emotional. We didn't get back here to the Pitt until 4 a.m. As soon as we walked in here, we had the guys come in. We got COVID tested, so it wasn't much we could do on Thursday except for watch tape. Gardner-Webb had not played until Thursday night, and so really we had one day of preparation. And I knew that we were tired, so I tried not to do much, as much banging, as much contact yesterday on Friday, but we got some work in. But I was worried about this. If you look around the league today, you look at Miami, they lose. Carolina was in a battle for a little bit against North Carolina Central. It's this time of year. You're coming off of finals. For us, it's our first game here with no fans. We had some guys that the last 2 games we played, it's the first time they haven't had a parent, like ever, at a game. And so it's an adjustment. And so I was really worried. And so I was very proud of how we were able to come out defensively and take care of business there. And, again, we'll get the offense going.
In your 3 years at Pitt, is this the best you felt about your team this early in the season after only 5 games?
It's only 5. It's hard to tell. Again, I like where we are. I like the fact that we got off the mat, from the first game. That we could have allowed that to affect us. But we got off the mat, and we've gotten better, I think, each game. And so I'm proud of that, and we'll see what happens as we go forward. But I like my team. I think we have a chance to get a lot better. we have to work to earn the right to do that.
Coach Ithiel Horton has put together a couple of rough games back to back. What do you tell him? How do you help him stay engaged and stay focused despite his struggles?
Yep, just to keep playing. Understand who you are. Be ready to shoot the basketball. We believe in you.
Coach, there's a report out that says that the NCAA is going to approve of a blanket waiver by Wednesday. Have you heard that? And what is your thoughts of that with Nike and everything?
Nike sent me that last night. He sent me something from Twitter. I've gotten off of social media. So he sent me a text last night with the link to that. It was reported, I think, by Nicole Arbach. And he sent that with like a big smiley face. And, if that's the case, that'd be great. One of the things that I don't understand is that if it's going to be approved next Wednesday, why not just go ahead and do it? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense for these kids that are out. That could be 2 games that they miss, depending on someone's schedule. But I hope it happens. I hope it happens for Nike and for any other kid that's in the exact same situation, because I think it's the right thing to do. If it happens, we'll be excited. He's a good player. He's worked really hard. I think he'll fit in greatly with us. And if that happens, then we'll figure out the best way to utilize what he does and to help him get better. So, all right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, Jeff.
Justin, you're drawing comparisons to Tim Duncan with, getting back-to-back, you got back-to-back 2020 games. How does it feel when you're going through that game and you're going through the numbers, you're picking up rebound after rebound and finding different ways to impact the game?
My coach, T.O., always tells me, go get every rebound, That's your strong suit. Nobody can really mess with you down there. And that's one thing that you can always do to help the team. So I just continuously do it, and I just look up, and I normally have 12 rebounds, and I just be like, you know what, I'm going to go for 20 and just keep going like that.
Justin, was there any point during the game today where you either looked up and saw your rebounding total or kind of kept track of it in your head? You're like, oh, my God, I might be able to do this again.
In the first half, I had 8 and 4 at one point, and Nike told me, find a way to get 5 more rebounds, 6 more rebounds before the half ends. And I got, I think, 6 in a row. And I had 10 and 10 at the end of the half. And then I just said, I'm just going to go get it again. And I just did.
Justin, you added 5 assists for good measure. Coach Capel highlighted that. What does that say about your growth as a player that you were able to be a playmaker in addition to scoring and rebounding?
I like to share the wealth. I don't like to just, hog the ball. That's that last year we had a problem with that, and as a team we're trying to fix that, and everybody get some assists on the board and move the ball and share the love, and that's what I did. And it just feels good to see my other teammates get on the board and all that.
Justin, how is it you're able to be this aggressive on the glass and yet not commit any fouls?
I don't know. I mean, all my life I've been going to the glass, I've been trying to get rebounds, and I just guess I'm at the right place at the right time. My instinct is just good around the basket, I guess.
Justin, you had plenty of 20-point games last year. You had a 30-point game last year. Do you feel like you've improved more in the rebounding aspect and the other aspects of your game besides scoring?
Yeah, definitely. I always had it in me to go get 20 rebounds. I just get tired and get lazy. I got a problem. I get lazy sometimes. And I speak to T.O. a lot about it, and he always tells me, you just run a little bit harder. You do a little bit, certain things a little bit harder, Those extra rebounds coming. That's what's happened, and I'm just continuing to do it for my team.
Justin, against St. Francis, you had 12 points and 7 rebounds. Since then, you've averaged, I think, 21 points and 14 rebounds a game since the opening game. Is there something you've done to take your game a step up since then?
I took that game kind of personal. I felt like we should have blew them out, and we did. We took it lightly, and I just said to myself, I'm not going to take no more of these games lightly. I'm just going to come out here and work as hard as I can,
Was it a challenge for you to come out as hot as you did today after playing, all 40 minutes Wednesday night, getting back late, having to deal with everything, and then coming out strong early today?
Yeah, it's always a challenge, to come out here and play against these guys every day in and day out. But I just got to look at it as my team needs me to do these things. So I'm going to continue to do it for them. It's not really for self-accolades, but it's just I want to win. Last year we lost, and I hated the feeling. So I just want to come out here and do what I got to do to win and for the team to win.
Justin, we had talked a little bit with Coach Capel there about him saying such an important part of rebounding is intensity and desire. Especially for someone like you who's 6'6", like not super big. For you, where do you feel like that intensity and where that desire comes from? Is it something you've always had?
I've always had it, but I guess it's just I put in the back of my mind that I don't want to see my mother and father struggle no more. So I guess they're a big reason of why I come out here every day and play how I play. I do it for them and my little brother. So I guess just keeping them in the back of my mind always gives me the extra fire and extra push to come out here and play hard.
Justin, obviously, 20 back-to-back 2020 games will garner some national attention. Are you nervous? Are you what's your reaction to kind of getting some attention on a national stage like that?
I'm never nervous. I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm actually looking forward to playing Miami. I want to go out there and play my hardest again for my team. But it's good, it makes me feel good. But at the same time, you can't really let it get to your head too much. You got to just play basketball, play and stay in the now. That 20-point, these 2 games I just had over with now. I got to move on to the next one and figure out how to impact that game when that game comes up.
Justin, do you guys feel better? Do you guys feel better about yourselves after 5 games than you felt at the same point last season?
Yeah, we definitely do feel better. We feel more connected. We feel like there's nobody on the team who's just going out there to play for themselves and play for self-accolades and play for to get their name somewhere. I just feel like it's more of a team atmosphere this year. Last year it was more, I want to do this, I want to do that, and this year it's everybody wants to do everything together. We want to win together, and with that being said, everybody gets their own little pieces of pie every game. So that's what's going on.
Are you surprised by that? Are you pleased by that, given the strange circumstances?
Oh, I'm extremely pleased by that. I feel like that's the way great basketball teams work. We speak to Coach Capel a lot. He always says every team that he coached that was good, every player that he coached that was good, there was never one guy in the team that was I'm gonna do this and you guys just do whatever you want. It was always a together thing where it was, all right, let's do it all together. Let's rebound together, let's score together, let's just share energy together, and that's what's going on. And that's what's helping us win these games. Do this? Okay. Thank you, guys.
Justin. Yep.
Thank you.
Kareem, Coach was praising your defensive efforts and how you were reading the ball screens and cutting people off. What have you been working on to do better at that and kind of help the defense, with the chemistry and everything?
I just been reading the point guard from the opposite team. So then I'll be reading my guy so I can be same level. So I can call. You have to make sure you call up a screen too. Our screen call is black. Sometimes coach can say, you ready. So I just be active. That's it.
You're someone, Kareem, who plays with or practices against Justin basically every day. From that vantage point, what makes him such an effective rebounder? As someone who's gone up against him or just seen him a lot.
You talking about Justin or me?
Justin, sorry.
Yeah, he's just active. Then I'll be helping him a little bit because every time we'll be talking. So I tell him, I'm going to go there. They're going to worry about me. So he just come behind and get a rebound. We'll be communicate about it.
Kareem, you started the past 3 or 4 games. Do you feel more comfortable in a starting role than you do coming off the bench?
Yeah, I always feel comfortable. Whether I started, without I didn't start it. So I just come ready to play.
Kareem, you guys had a pretty emotional game on Wednesday. You flew in late. You didn't practice Thursday.
Yeah.
Not a lot of prep for this game. Why do you feel like you guys were able to get such a strong start to the game with such minimal preparation?
It's we just Coach said, it been a long day and stuff like that. So we just said we got beat it ready. Didn't the shooting round. We got more energy in the shooting round. Then that was our first road trip game. So we just said we just make sure we come out ready to play. Then that's it.
Kareem, are you guys inspired by what Justin has done in the last couple of games? Is he kind of like a quiet leader? How does he lead for you guys?
He's a great player. He's a great back-to-back at 2020 or 21-20. So that's tough. Like he's here every day. Like before the game started, he comes. He say, "I want to do 2020 today again." I said, "Go for it then." Then he come. He's just ready to play. You know, he just come here, play hard. That's it.
Kareem, can you think about back to a year ago where this team was, through 5 games and compare it to how you feel about the team right now?
I feel great about the team because everybody we come in the practice, compete every day against each other, then get each other better every day. So we're in a good shape. We keep working hard still, like that's it.
Kareem, you guys in the front court, you were getting rebounds, Terrell was getting rebounds, Hugley was getting rebounds. What do you guys sort of talk to each other about, like during the week, trying to put you guys like kind of push each other to get better together?
Yeah, because in the practice we get like Coach Theo every day. He make us do the rebound drill. Then every practice we do like backstyle. Then keep running. Like we do it. Like we just working hard, like getting better every day. That's it.
Kareem, what's Tio's energy like in a practice?
Your energy is like 100%. Every day is here. It's like if you do one mistake, they come to you like talking loud, like no mistake. If you practice with Tio, it cannot be no mistake. You have to bring energy every day if you work out with Tio. You don't like he's like type of guy like he love energy on him.
Kareem, we had talked some with Justin about this, but he had talked about how the dynamics and how guys get along on this team, how different it is from last season. How different do you think it is?
Oh, last season I think we was a little bit selfish, a little bit. But this year, like I said, last interview, we young group, We love listening to the coaches. We're trying to get better every day. So if you listen, you cannot get better if you don't listen to the coaches or people who know better than you. You have to listen. Be a great listener, like Coach Jeff said every day. You have to be a great listener. Then everything gonna be good if you listen.